Hello, everyone. This is Daughter of Yahweh. Today is Wednesday, March 30th, 2022. I hope all of you are well. God bless you all. Thank you for clicking on this video. On February 20th, 2022, I had a very disturbing dream about Marcus Rogers. I was so disturbed by it that I really did not want to share it, but I am currently at a point where I can no longer hold this information because God is leading me to share it. So I'm going to go ahead and jump straight to the point. So the dream began with me standing in someone's backyard. I saw Marcus Rogers beating up a girl. He threw her down on the ground and he got on top of her. He put all of his weight on her to pin her down. It looked like his forearm was across her chest to keep her from moving. Then he took a small rake and scratched her face. He started on her forehead and then began to drag the rake down her face. But before he could finish scratching up her face, I took a big rake and began to beat him with it. The first blow hit him so hard that he collapsed and could not get up off the ground. Then I made sure that the rake was turned around to where the curved and sharp end of the rake was striking his back. The end of the rake is curved like a claw. I began to beat him as hard as I could, almost like I was trying to kill him. I was extremely angry and outraged. I beat him until I could see blood coming out of his back. While I was beating him, that girl that he had attacked had gotten up off the ground and was watching me beat him. Once I had beat him and he had blood all over his back, he stayed laying on the ground. Then me and the girl ran to another house nearby. We ran into the house. The house seemed like it was kind of empty. I don't remember seeing any furniture, but we began looking for a phone to call the police. We looked all through the house and could not find a phone. Then all of a sudden, I turned around and began to walk into a room that was full of government agents. They had just all of a sudden appeared there, but I could tell that they had just got there because that black lady closest to me had just sat down. All of the agents were dressed in dark colored suits. The black lady who had just sat down had she had on all black. I could not see the other agents clearly, but I saw that they were all wearing business attire of black, white, and gray. They all sat in chairs in a semicircle or a circle. The agents were both black people and white people. When the black lady spoke to me, I tried to tell her what had just happened. While I was explaining things to her, she asked me a question that implied that I had done something wrong. She was trying to make it look like as if I was the criminal. She tried to change or twist my words to make it look like I was the bad guy. Then the girl that Marcus Rogers had beat up on spoke up and said to the lady, "What do you mean? I'm the one standing here with my face scratched up." She had walked into the room to show the lady that she had scratches coming halfway down her face. When the black lady heard what the girl said and saw her face, she quickly began to state the facts of the story the way I explained it to her. Then she said, "We know. We follow him. We know what he's doing and where he is." This let me know that the government is keeping track of his every move. The government already knew that he was beating up this girl, and that's why they appeared without being called. We never made a phone call, and then all of a sudden they appeared in the house. We began to discuss Marcus Rogers further in conversation. While we were talking, it was made known that after I had beat him, he laid still long enough for me and the girl to leave the backyard. Then he got up and ran away. He left to move to another state. So I'm going to begin to give a little interpretation of this dream. I don't have a full interpretation, but there are a few parts that that really stand out that I would like to discuss. And so, beginning in the beginning of the dream, it was so disturbing just seeing that scene of the abuse. So, I believe that the girl that he was abusing represented either a wife or a girlfriend. I'm not sure which one. I obviously just represented someone who stood up for this girl, or this wife or girlfriend. I stood up for her by beating him with the rake. And I also spoke up for her um, when the agents just all of a sudden appeared in the house. So, who I am to them on a personal level, I'm not exactly sure. That part of the dream just was not made to be very clear. So, that's just that part of the dream is kind of like a mystery to me. So, when I beat Marcus Rogers on his back with the rake, I left a pattern of blood on his back in like a grid form. And I saw that, that was kind of strange. Um, I'm putting up this picture because this is kind of like what his back looked like. This is the best description that I could think of to come up with. Just imagine all of the circles being red. So he had red circles on his back, but blood was coming out of each circle because the circles is where I guess the rake was hitting him in the same spots over and over again. So his back was bloodied and it was in a grid form. This is the best way I could explain it. So, also towards the end of the dream, when the agent tried to take my report against Marcus Rogers and twist my words to make it look like I was the criminal, the agent speaking to me and all of the agents in the room already knew what he had done. They were there to protect him. They came to make sure that this story would get covered up. But when the girlfriend slash wife stepped forward to show proof of what I was saying, the agent quickly changed everything that she was saying. She then repeated to me everything that I told her, word for word, verbatimly, and then she had to document everything that I said as truth. The truth had to be recorded and documented, and not the lies that they were trying to plant as the real story. So it's obvious at this point that God is showing in this dream that the government knows what Marcus Rogers is doing. The agent specifically said, "We know, we follow him, we know what he's doing and where he is." In the same way that Marcus Rogers is a spy, the government is also watching him. They know everything as far as what he's doing, from his scamming to his fake ministry to his abuse and everything else in between. This is why he has done so much without jail or prison time. The government is allowing this on purpose. And you may be wondering why. Why is he being allowed to get away with so much? And it's because MR still has a secret association with the government slash military. So when Marcus Rogers told you or said that he was leaving the military, he lied. He's not being used for combat in the fields, but he does have special secret assignments. And that's what the Lord revealed to me about him many years ago. He did a lot of videos in hotel rooms, and those who follow him who have been following him for a while may remember that every time he would do a video in a hotel room, it just seemed to be some type of secret. He would always say he had something to do or something to take care of, but he could never say why he was where he was. So, yes, God revealed to me many years ago that this is what's going on. So, I'm not going to go into any much further detail on that topic, but this is the answer for those of you who are wondering why this man is getting away with so much. And also, I would like to say that at the end of this dream, as I began to wake up from it, I heard a song very vividly when I woke up. And this is a song that I had not heard in so many years. And I was kind of shocked at how clearly I heard the lyrics, because this is a really old song. It's a really old album, and I don't even remember how many years it's been. I know it's been over 5 years. But the lyrics that I heard very clearly is called Ghost in the Machine, and it's by B.O.B. It's a secular song. But a certain verse just played over and over and over again while I was waking up. And those lyrics says, "So I grab my bags and go as far away as I can go, 'cause everything ain't what I used to know. And I tried to hide, but I just can't hide no more. There's nothing worse than feeling like a ghost." And God began to show me how the lyrics in the song is a description of Marcus Rogers, and is a part of who he really is. His followers can't really see um, the wickedness, or either they're not trying to see the wickedness that he's in, the things that he's involved in. And the lyrics is also just pointing at the fact that at the end of my dream, he ran away. And I believe that this is a habit. This is something that he does when he gets into too much trouble. He leaves and he starts over. And then at the end, it says there's nothing worse than feeling like a ghost. And I've already kind of pointed this out in two other previous videos when I was talking about the Jezebel spirit. Marcus Rogers is a wizard whom is very well versed in the ways of John Ramirez. And you know, the guy who claims that he is or was able to leave his body over, after sacrificing animals. And he claims to be an ex-Satanist who used to be able to speak face to face with Satan. Yeah, that guy. You have to read between the lines to understand why there is a connection between Ramirez and Marcus Rogers. Somebody is not delivered, and there's a whole lot of witchcraft going on. And with that being said, this is the end of my message. Thank you for listening. Please like, share, and subscribe. Pray over your family. Pray over your children. God bless you, and have a good night.